All I can say is that the fake news just doesn't get it, do they?
The fake news, they would never talk about a racist attack against a white person. Well, one happened in New York City. Police are looking for these three teenagers, happen to be people of color, and police believe they attacked a white woman. They attacked her and insulted her based on, well, race. 57-year-old white woman victim allegedly attacked for being white, investigated by the NYPD Hate Crime Task Force, big laceration on her head. And these are some of the things that were said. I hate white people, the way they talk. You can go to NYPD Crime Stoppers for more information. Hey, Steve Bannon, this guy is totally brilliant. Well, you know, he's in trouble, I guess. Contempt of Congress. Seems like a joke charge to me. But jury selection, and he's actually going through with it. They can't get this guy. He's totally brilliant. And you know what? When they go after associates of Donald Trump, they like to say, ooh, somehow this reflects badly on Trump. No, it reflects badly on the whole system. Take a look at this.
Breaking news right now, but another Trump associate being interviewed by the special counsel, Robert Mueller's investigator.
This is just the latest in a long list of close Trump associates who have faced criminal charges.
The third former Trump associate now entering into a plea bargain with special counsel Robert Mueller.
7 people have pleaded guilty. We've learned at least 16 Trump associates have had contact with Russians.
They're indicting the swamp. All of the people who went down for silly charges that had nothing to do with Trump, but they were persecuted because they had something to do with Trump. This reflects so badly on rogue prosecutors and a corrupt criminal justice system at the federal level, especially in Washington, D.C. Do you know who Dwight Chapin is? He was a senior aide to Richard Nixon, actually. He just came out with a new book. It's called The President's Man, The Memoirs of Nixon's Trusted Aide. It's fabulous. Now, he actually went to jail over Watergate. He shouldn't have. Totally innocent. But he wrote some interesting things in his book about this. His lawyer advised, his lawyer's named Jake, advised that going before the Watergate committee would be setting myself up for a perjury trap. He further writes, when the government is after you, he told me, there's no way to win. Also, and the perjury trap is always the easiest way for them to nail a person. And that's what they're trying to do, to nail somebody. I thought it was about justice. I thought it was about pursuing the guilty and innocence and that they wanted to do the right thing. So many of them down there, those federal prosecutors, they don't. The judges too. It is a swamp. So Liz Cheney is running for re-election, and it does not look good. Her Republican challenger is polling 22 points ahead of her. Wow. So what does the fake news do? They fly all the way to Wyoming to make it look like Liz Cheney has the advantage in this race. They found everybody they could who's voting for Liz and try to, well, make it look like Liz is going to win.
I am absolutely appalled and beyond myself that I would have a Cheney sign in my yard. I've never been a Cheney fan, but on this particular issue, I just admired that, and that's why it's there.
I think that she's doing a good job holding President Trump accountable, and that's, and that's a tough deal because she's a Republican. And so it looks like she's a Benedict Arnold, but in my opinion, she's standing her ground.
I do plan to go prior to the primaries, change my affiliation back, and I am going to vote for Liz.
If she wins the Republican nomination,
yes,
would you vote for her in the general election?
Absolutely. Yeah, she's amazing.
I'm a registered Republican, and I have never voted in the primary election, but I'm going to this year because I want to vote for Liz.
Did you hear that? Liz is amazing. So they go all the way to Wyoming and they find 4 people who are voting for Liz. They find one guy who's going to vote against her and they try to change his mind. They actually try to change the guy's mind. Watch.
I think it was wrong what they did, about entering the Capitol building and everything, but I don't think it was an insurrection or anything like that. So they did what they did, but, nobody was hurt.
Nobody was hurt? What about the police officers? We showed him videos from that day, but...
Well, of course, that's not right, but that happens in all demonstrations.
It sure does, pal. It sure does, and a lot of them. What about the police officers? Yes. Hey, what about Ashley Babbitt? This guy is not going to be fooled by the fake news